Turning to Decision 2024, we are just more than 6 weeks away from the presidential election, and early voting has already started. Minnesota, South Dakota, Virginia all opened for in-person early voting today. Some voters may opt for handing their ballots in person because of ongoing struggles with the U.S. Postal Service. About a dozen more states will open for early voting by mid-October. Let's go and bring in NBC 10 political commentator and my at-issue co-host, Sue O'Connell. Sue, let's talk about the Republican running for governor down in North Carolina.
Do we have to?
He's had a long 24 to 48 hours, hit by a major scandal. CNN reporting Mark Robinson made a slew of incendiary remarks in the comment sections of porn websites. You say this could impact the presidential race, not just the gubernatorial race down in North Carolina. Why?
Well, Corey, a warning to our viewers that some disturbing comments are about to come out of my mouth. They're not mine. Here's what CNN says Robinson said and did and posted. He allegedly called himself a black Nazi. He supports bringing slavery back, he posted, and he admitted as a teen to peeping on women in public showers. And while publicly demonizing LGBTQ people, he has called himself a perv and admitted to enjoying transgender porn. That's what CNN's reporting. Donald Trump, on the other hand, he says he has no plan to pull his endorsement of Robinson for governor. So, look, usually the down-ballot candidates in a presidential year, like governors, state senators, mayors even, they usually don't hurt the top of the ticket, like presidents. But guess what? North Carolina is a swing state this year, and Republicans cannot afford to lose one vote. So while Republican voters were already conflicted about Robinson, who at best was a fringe candidate before all these things and said some crazy things before CNN reported this, if they decide to stay home rather than vote for Robinson for governor, that's going to be good news for Kamala Harris and the Democrats.
All right, let's talk about the presidential race. Earlier this week, Donald Trump held a rally in Long Island and declared, "I'm going to win New York." That is highly unlikely. Why is he campaigning there when we know he's behind in several battleground states?
Well, I think, Corey, one reason is he needs money. He needs to fundraise. The Harris-Walz campaign is outraising Trump. Her effort is being referred to as a windfall. So Trump has to go where the money is, and he can't just send a surrogate like J.D. Vance. He's the one that has to do the asking, right? And here's another reason, which is my opinion. I think that Trump is focusing more on the legal battles to challenge the election results if he loses, rather than getting out there and working to get the votes he needs to win in the swing states. The Harris campaign has said they are already preparing to defend the results if she wins from a challenge from Trump. So I think that's what Trump's playbook is right here.
All right, we know the one thing both Harris and Trump have in common is that neither of them got endorsed by the Teamsters this week. We brought you that decision. For the first time in a long time, they are not endorsing either candidate. Should this be a warning sign, especially to Kamala Harris, because we know the Democrats are depending on that labor vote come November?
Yeah, I think the question is, Corey, where are the votes that Kamala Harris needs to get? Are there votes to get in that demographic of older men, white men? And is that where she and the campaign should be focusing their efforts and their energy? Historically, older men, older white men tend to vote Republican. And in this race, polls are showing a wide gender gap, with more men saying they'll vote for Trump and more women saying they'll vote for Harris. But the Harris campaign has to look at these demographics, where she can actually pick up votes or where she needs to concentrate to get her voters to the polls.
All right, just one of the things we will be watching as Election Day approaches. Sue, thank you very much. We appreciate it, as always. And remember, we cover all the latest political headlines nationally and locally every Sunday here on NBC 10 Boston. It all kicks off at 10:30 with Meet the Press, moderated by Kristen Welker. Then immediately after, you can join me, Sue, and political reporter Matt Pritchard for the latest episode of At Issue. We'll be right back.